Hello everyone, and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be doing a video on this pen right here. This is the Pilot Varsity. This is a disposable fountain pen that is inexpensive, and if you're looking to get into the world of fountain pens, or at least try one out, this may be a good place for you to start. So with that said, let's get into the video. First off, I'm going to start by going over the pen here. So yeah, you have your plastic cap and plastic body. The body is all one piece here that doesn't unscrew or anything because it is a disposable fountain pen. It's not meant to be unscrewed or refilled. Then you have your nib here. The nib has Pilot on it, and then M for medium. This is a medium-sized nib. On the ends of the barrel and on the end of the cap, you have your color of the ink that's in there. I can put this back in there. There we go. And the three colors I have here are purple, black, and blue. I bought these in a 3-pack together at a local craft store. And that's another thing that's nice about these pens. Most likely you can find these at a local craft store, hobby store, whatever you want to call it. In the kind of the pen section where you would find a lot of calligraphy stuff and just art pens like the fine liners and stuff like that. They would be possibly in that section, which is one thing that makes these fountain pens really good if you want to just try one out, because you can find them locally. You don't have to buy one online or go in a pen store. I have seen them in, at least the black one, I've seen it in a just by itself in a plastic, with the cardboard backing and then plastic top. So yeah, if you want, you can find a 3-pack like this, or just buy the single black one and maybe the blue one at a local craft store, or they have these online, and online you can find more colors than the black, the purple, and the blue. I've seen green, and maybe there's a brown, but there's a few other colors online. You would have to pay shipping probably in that case, but so yeah, those are a few options you have to buy these, but they are inexpensive pens. Like I think alone this costs maybe like $2 to $3, which is really inexpensive for a fountain pen. And you get that yeah, you get a fountain pen package. You get to kind of experience what a fountain pen is like in an inexpensive package. So yeah, next I'm going to show you how these write here. So now this one is the black ink, and they have a really nice flow. They're nice and smooth writers. They're a little bit smooth for my liking. Sometimes I lose control over the nib when writing, but it's not too bad. But they are nice and smooth if you like that. I tend to like a little bit scratchier nib with a little bit more friction behind it. That's just more of a personal preference thing, but it's nice and smooth. You could do a lot of writing without tiring your wrist out. And here's the blue, same thing, nice and smooth. There is, I'm going to hold this up to the camera. I don't know if you can hear this, but there is a slight bit of feedback, which isn't bad. I know some people like a smoother writing experience. It's just ever so slightly. And even that feedback is sometimes nice. I like the feedback. Just kind of, it's a nice tactile thing. Kind of a, yeah, it's just pleasant to listen to and feel. Yeah, you can feel the difference between a little bit more scratchy nib and a smoother nib. And here's the purple. I wish the purple and blue, it's kind of hard to tell them apart, especially if they're not side by side. That is one negative I have. I wish the purple and the blue were more contrast. They had more contrast between each other. This is the purple. This is the blue. In real life, it looks more purple than on here, and the camera maybe looks a little bit more blue. But yeah, I wish those were a little bit more, had a little bit more contrast between each other. The ink, it's a fairly wet ink, so it might have trouble with might have trouble with more absorbent paper. Like I have a Leuchtturm 1917 journal, which is fountain pen friendly, but sometimes does struggle with some wetter inks. I get a little bit of bleed through on that one sometimes when using these pens. Another negative, but this is really not that bad. It's just this clip, and this is really the only negative that's not like a nitpick or a personal preference thing. But this, it's the only thing that will really affect the function of the pen. Is this clip is really, really bendy, and it's not very stiff. It will work for what it is. And especially if you keep in mind this is a disposable pen, so you just use it for until you run out of ink, and yeah, and that is another negative I have on these pens, is they are disposable. You can't, technically, I know people have done it, they have refilled these somehow. I don't know if they take like the nib out and take a syringe and a blunt syringe and pour some ink in there. I'm not sure how they do it, but it can be done, but really these are disposable fountain pens, so you use up the ink in it and it's done. You need to buy a new one. So that is another negative on them. Oh, and one thing I just almost forgot about. You can see the ink level on the inside there. I don't know if that's picking up on camera, but that's something I just noticed today. So when you're running low on ink, you can, and it would look better. So like you could hold this up to like the light, and like with the film light I'm using here, I can see the level of blue ink is right about there. So you can gauge your ink level and see when you're starting to run a little bit low. But yeah. Overall, these are really good fountain pens. They write really well. They have a nice, smooth feel to them. They glide across the paper really well. And they write just about as well as like your $20 to $30 fountain pens. And they're inexpensive with a price tag. Like I paid like $8 for this set of 3 here, and maybe you can spend like $2 to $3 on one of them. They are a little on the cheap side, but granted, you get what you pay for. They're still not bad. Like the only really cheap part is that clip there. And then they are disposable, so you use it up and then you throw it away. So that's a negative. You can't just keep refilling it like some other fountain pens. But then again, on those other fountain pens, the price is a little bit higher. So it's a toss-up. If you don't want to spend the money on if you don't want to spend a little bit more money on a fountain pen, you can refill. And especially if you want to just try out a fountain pen, if you haven't tried out one before, this is a great option to start with. But yeah, I think it's going to do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Keep your pens filled and your knife sharp, and I'll see you later.